Today is going to be an epic deep dive into the absolute peak of Genshin Impact DPS, and today's video might be the most intense Genshin Impact DPS showdown we've ever done. Version 6.3 has been huge, not just with incredible new characters, but with the game-changing mechanics, Lunar Reactions, shaking up the meta entirely. And today, we're taking 4 of the most vertically invested teams in the game. We're talking about C6 R5 main DPSs, and signature weapons, and C2 and C6 supports, and putting them head-to-head to find out what is the absolute best DPS in Genshin Impact. Hello, this is Joe, and welcome back to my channel. Before we dive into the numbers, let's quickly recap why 6.3 is so different. The introduction of Lunar Reactions has been on around for some time now, and it has been redefined the elemental interactions since Not Cry. The total of Lunar Reactions that are introduced until now, there are 3 types of them, which are Lunar-Crystallize, Lunar-Charged, and Lunar-Bloom. And now that Not Cry is at its peak level, meaning a lot of characters who specialize in these reactions are now coming into places, DPSs and supports of the 3 reactions are now kind of well put together. That's why in version 6.3 you feel a lot different than Natlan era / mechanics. Now with everything said, the cornerstone of this Lunar Reaction is no other than the moon goddess Columbina. She recently introduced the Lunar-Crystallize reactions, and in this patch, Zibai is one of the Lunar-Crystallize reaction experts. These aren't just minor buffs, they're foundational changes that have catapulted certain characters to insane heights. And today we're seeing them in action at their absolute peak. Alright, let's meet our gladiators. These aren't just any teams, these are optimized, top-tier builds, pushing every character to their limits. Team 1, the Lunar-Crystallize powerhouse. Here we have C2R1 main DPS Zibai, Columbina C6R2, Illuga C6, and Gorou C6. This team is all about Zibai's new Geo Hydro synergy, unmatched stability, and sustained DPS thanks to Lunar-Crystallized. With Columbina's constellation, thick shield that Columbina created, it makes the gameplay easier because you don't have to worry about getting hit at all. Team 2, the Lunar-Charged speedster, Flins C2R5 Homer main DPS, Columbina C6R2, Furina C6R1, and Ineffa C1R1. Flins with Homer R5 paired with Furina, going absolute wild with Lunar-Charged. Team 3, the C6R5 Hyper-Bloom God Team, Nefer C1R1 main DPS, Columbina C6R2, Nahida C6R5, and Lauma C2R1. Now this team is something else, with C6R5 Nahida, one of the highest vertical investments so far. This team hits hard. And finally, Team 4, the old reliable Melt Nuke, Mavuika C6R1, Xilonen C2R1, Citlali C2R1, and Bennett level 100 C6. Mavuika Melt at C6 is still queen of raw damage and big numbers. No Lunar Reaction needed, just pure unadulterated power. How are we measuring this? Okay, let me take you to the new dummy in Miliastra Wonderland. What's so special about this mode is, on the top left corner, there are stats. Stats of each member of the team deals damage. So then, let's get into it. First up, Zibai. This team is built around maximizing Lunar-Crystallize. Watch as Columbina applies Hydro, setting up Zibai powerful Geo attacks, amplified by Illuga, and C6 Gorou with Instructor Set provides an extra 120 elemental mastery for Zibai. Zibai will do 5 elemental skill in one rotation. Her first elemental skill is buffed by C1, deals extra damage. With the new reaction recently just introduced, Columbina and Zibai are the only 2 characters in the game right now who can deal Lunar-Crystallized. In the upcoming patches, I believe Zibai will have a dedicated 5-star support like Ineffa on the Lunar-Charged team and Lauma on the Lunar-Bloom team. Due to the fact that this team has 2 of the 4 stars character here, and if she has a dedicated support, she will potentially do more damage. Zibai is using Knight of the Sky set, Bina, Albeit, Illuga, Silken Moon, and Gorou Instructor set. Now that the rotation is ending, so the total damage dealt by the whole team is at 10 million damage, 7.6 from Zibai, 2 million from Bina, and the DPS is 474k. Next, Flins, pushing Lunar-Charged to its absolute limit. Artifact setup was Flins is on Knights of the Sky Unveiling, Bina Silken Moon, Ineffa Albeit, and Furina Golden Troop. With Homa R5, his crit damage is through the roof. The reason I chose Homa R5 over his signature is because of Furina's HP drain mechanics. At 50% HP, he deals more damage than his signature. My Furina C6 R1 provides massive hydro damage and team-wide damage buffs, while Ineffa ensures Flins has the shield he needs to stay on the field and also buffs him even more. Without a healer here, and Flynn stays at 50% HP all the time, it's a glass cannon build. Now that the rotation has ended, let's recap. Total damage dealt by the whole team was 11 million. Flynn's dealt about 4 million damage. Columbina did 3.1 million. Ineffa 2 and Furina 1.8. And Flynn's peak DPS is at 482k. Now let's talk about the absolute powerhouse that is the Nefer team. I didn't think this team was going to be this god tier good. With Lauma buffing Nefer and Dendro's Shred coming from Nahida and Team White buff from Columbina, this team is something else among all the teams tested. Nefer is on the Night of the Sky Unveiling, Lauma 2-piece EM, Nahida Deepwood, and Columbina Silken Moon Serenade. Nefer charge attack hits so hard, and with extra verdant dews from Columbina, she can do more damage. Lauma being so broken since release, this team is fun and satisfying to play. Dendro was resurrected again after Sumeru, which was a long time ago. Kinish didn't count because he shined best within the Burning team and his front-load Natlan mechanics. With Columbina buffing Nefer with her extra verdant dews, Nefer can do more charge attacks than ever before, in total of 9 charge attacks per rotation, which boosts her DPS output significantly. Now that the rotation has ended, let's recap. Nefer alone did 10 million damage, Lauma did 4.5, Bina did 2.8, and Nahida did 1.4. And the total team damage is a whopping 13 million damage, which is by far the highest that I've tested so far. And Nefer peak DPS window is at 524k, which is massive. Moving to our old reliable, the Mavuika Melt team. This setup doesn't care about Lunar Reactions. It's all about pure unadulterated pyro damage. Mavuika at C6 R1, supported by Citlali's perfect cryo application and providing another layer of Rash Shreds. Xilonen's Rash Shreds and a C6 level 100 Bennett achieves some of the highest single hit numbers in the game. This is your one-shot button for bosses that allows for perfect melt setups. Mavuika was released over a year ago, and she was the queen of nuke, obliterated everything in her path with her absurd melt multiplier with the correct team and artifacts. Mavuika is on Obsidian Codex, Citlali Scrolls of the Sinner City, Xilonen, Archaic Petra, Bennett, Noblesse. With this setup, Xilonen has to be the one who picks up the shard for her to activate damage buffs. It's quite tricky but doable. This new Queen Pyro Archon still holds up after a year of releases. The rotation is easy and simple to execute and easily repeatable. Now let's quickly recap. Mavuika purely did 12 million alone there with the correct buffs from the team, and her peak DPS is at 650,000 damage. Alright, the moment of truth. After extensive testing and putting all 4 of these Apex teams through their paces, here are the results of our dummy. Coming in at number 1 is the Nefer team. Total team damage is amazingly strong at 13.2 million damage, while Nefer alone did 10 million damage and her peak DPS hit 524k. And number 2, the good old Mavuika Melt. She alone did 12.2 million damage. Yeah, she's crazy. Her DPS hit 651k, which is the highest among all tested. And number 3, the result is quite shocking to me too, because Flynn's team did shockingly high damage output, but coming in really close to the rest of the tested team at 11.2 million damage. While his personal damage isn't that high, the team contributed so much damage evenly. And coming last at 10 million damage is from the Zibai team. However, Zibai is lacking a dedicated 5-star support like Lauma or Ineffa, which I believe that role will come in a patch or 2. Okay, I have to address something here. Every Lunar Reaction based team is super strong, but each team serves different purpose. Let me explain. In the Zibai team, she excels at quick front-load damage early, like clearing the domain fast, or head-to-head defeating the one-on-one boss. Her AoE isn't that strong compared to other teams. For me, Zibai team is by far the shortest setup and clearing domains fastest of any character in the game, period. While Flins and Nefer are really good at dealing multiple enemies at once, like clearing Abyss 12 with multiple enemies, but also Flins and Nefer teams are really good at dealing with bosses as well. And Mavuika is just being Mavuika here. Minimal setup, high nuke damage with sustained DPS, and easily repeatable with great AoE coverage. So, my final thoughts. Power creeping is knocking at your door. Lunar reaction based mechanics will stick around for the rest of Not Cry Arc and potentially be the next baseline for elemental reactions. And vertical investments nowadays will mostly be cracked at C2, good stopping point there. Back in Genshin version 1.0 or 2.0, vertical investments meant less impactful than today. So then, which of these teams surprised you the most? Do you agree with my rankings? Or do you think Mavuika Melt still reigns supreme for your playstyle? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this super in-depth, high-investment DPS showdown, please smash the like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact content, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thank you so much for watching, my broskies. This was a blast to put together. Until next time, keep exploring and may your pools be blessed. Bye!